Let's tone it down, will you?
Stop your beating heart. Something Edgar Allan Poe.
Fuck off, cat.
Hey, don't talk to Finn like that. He just wants pets.
Yeah, I know, but he
Fucking
also
hate.
wants to just get up in my grill.
So what's good? You should like pets that are willing to
My
interact with
eyes
their
practically
humans.
bleed with that cat up in my face. Don't scold me.
I mean, a cat
What?
fitting up in your grill is fine unless you're like Korean,
Why is that?
because then it's in your grill.
Oh my god.
That was a bad joke, honestly. Cat dog.
Just 1 second. The
Man.
last page that I wrote just said, "Boy, you will not believe what happened." Like, Pobo is a ranger. Chetamir. She was super cool. They all were. Just, oh my god, we fought a and just like page about how cool we all were. Also, Seema is a
Come a long way.
Yeah.
And speaking of going even further, still, we're all back. Let's get back to it. So, you guys are brought into this conference room. It's relatively plain. There are shelves in here that you can tell originally held something, but obviously got vacated. You guys are brought in. Seats are available if you wish to sit. The seekers are not going to sit because they have other shit to do immediately. But regardless, the speaker seeker whispers something to the head seeker, and then the head seeker nods, and the speaker seeker pisses off. And the head seeker, I say head, he's head of this lot. I'm not saying this is the leader of the seekers in your room. The head seeker just asks you all pointedly, what business did you have in town exactly?
To be frank with you, we just want to get out of the Twins, head south.
You and a lot of other people in town. We can spend the time here. We don't mind. Well, that remains to be seen whether you can spend the time here. So, I've read the reports while we're walking down. Messikala, Shadow Man. I'm familiar with him. A number of seekers are, although I guess not the ones you were talking to. Your interaction with him. Don't suppose you found any information from him in his taunting?
Other than foul gods be rising? Not really.
We're wondering if he's related to this infection. The time period relatively sits, although there is a question of if he came down here, he shouldn't have had a chance to infect the place.
The things we saw looked very different from what we saw in your holding areas.
I believe you
Okay.
described him,
Yeah.
and he flips through a report. Like people wearing towels on their head.
They were a type of ghost or specter, like a full ad with more humanoid form.
Ephemeral, translucent,
Spiritual.
there but not. Yeah.
Ghosts, wraiths. Bean's like murmuring to himself. No. Obviously, this is related to the void, as dictated by the marks upon you all, apparently, as well as the samples we've collected and confirmed with our own holy people. And again, the Shadow Man being around and having a very clear and obvious allegiance to void beings. Well, it just works out too perfectly. But again, my concern is that chronologically it just doesn't fit. We've been getting this infection problem for a week and a half now. He shouldn't have had the time if he did. And he just like sort of gestures the things he did to the wayward stations. In with these portals that he had that you guys described, this still shouldn't be possible. That being said, he closes the legal pad of a bunch of reports. Magic works in weird ways.
Multitasking, maybe has someone else handle something.
Potentially.
Is he known
As far as
to
we're
work
aware,
by
the Shadow
himself?
Man is not a person who works with people, to our knowledge. Not any rumors, reports, or legends we have, at least.
Yeah, you don't happen to have a permanent solution to that particular problem?
You raise an eyebrow. To the Shadow Man?
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid not.
Well, that was worth asking.
He's, as far as we're aware, in accordance to the Watch, he's only been killed once, twice. And obviously he's come back from both times.
But no idea how he came back.
None. We assume the first time he died that he was dead. Obviously the second time was put in with a little bit more effort.
How do you have reports on how he died?
I don't personally. There might be something in the Seeker's archives. Not that you just go in, you're gonna be let in. Yet, at least, hopefully.
So I understand that you want a solution to this. That much is obvious, and you
Correct.
have an inkling of what it is we desire. Information that you may possess. If someone could, I don't know, perhaps give us the cliff notes on that, and us finding a solution might be worth a ticket south, wouldn't you say?
As much as I would personally agree, I'm afraid it's not just in my hands. The Seeker Commander, Director, my bad, has to approve of it, and we also got to get the Slayers. And trust me when I say that the Slayers are, well, you wouldn't be in town, or not wanted for death, if it was up to the Slayers. That being said, they're a pretty easy to please bunch. We'll see. We'll see. In the meantime, he pinches the bridge of his nose. If what you're telling me is true, I think you guys should be fine to travel around town. Provided you don't do anything like going under or something. Disappearing from our scopes. We want you easily accessible in case something does happen. Does that sound fair?
I'm looking at the others.
Seamus
Well,
nodded.
Fair enough.
There are 15 of us. We came in with a huge caravan. Aurak and a wolf. Where would we go?
That's a very good question. Most places here in town are stocked up in terms of rooms. That's why there's so many people sleeping outside the walls. You're of course free to set up tent out there. Matters of food and the like are also a problem. As far as I'm aware, most stores have been bought out, and the ones that are left are charging exorbitant prices. But hey, maybe you give you all a look. You guys are a persuasive bunch. Might talk them out of it, or get your own food somewhere else. And he eyes the ranger of you all.
Yeah, pretty much in the back of Chenrin's mind, she's just like, I can just find at least some of us food.
In my experience, although it is significantly more urban, if I put it that way, pestilence usually travels with waterways, and where there's animals, there's usually disease.
We reason along similar lines, but, well, we checked all the nearby waterways towards Dovros for any infection. They seem clean. Your response on animals, however, that is correct. It seems that whatever infects, and he turns around and looks at the doorway that leads back out into the hall with all the contained specimens, so to speak. It also appears to affect animals as well. Again, which is why we set up a effective quarantine. Although, from the sounds of it, animals are staying away from this stuff. Some natural instinct. If our own canines are indicative of anything.
I look at Coin.
She like tilts her head. She seems fine with you.
Has
don't
Edgar,
know.
kind of side note, has Edgar been acting like funny lately? Like he's suddenly infected by some shit?
No,
Okay.
he's been Edgar.
The smartest bird in the world.
Don't suppose I have the maestros have anything to offer for the situation. Connor's just there smoking his pipe, just like. And Nikolai, he's like sat down and he's like a student asleep in class, like leaned back, like. And Connor kicks his chair and he's like, oh, I'm up. Answer is 27. What are we talking about? Okay, can one of the maestros help? It looks like Connor. Connor shrugs. If you want my help, you gotta need to give me samples. Samples, a lab space. We can arrange that. We'll take any help we can get at this point.
And you're confident that Davros is the origin of this pestilence?
Well, it's definitely a place with a shit ton of infected people, to the point where I don't think there's anyone left in the town that's not infected. We checked all the nearby settlements, outposts. Nothing. Just Davros.
Can you point it on a map for us? So we have an idea where we're...
Yeah, sure. Alright. Drawing, level 20.
Yeah!
We'll make it this, like, dark green color. Actually, no, we'll make it this poop brown.
Yeah, accurate.
Poop brown color.
Poop brown.
Davros is approximately here. It's a bit more in what I'm probably do this.
It's...
There you go. It's sort of towards the alcove of.
If we follow along,
Swamp. It is very much a swamp town.
if we follow along the base of the mountain, will we avoid most of the swamp?
Probably.
Okay.
Just be careful not trying too high up the mountain. Of course, the door's getting angry.
And that's a whole kettle of fish.
That's a diplomatic consent. Yeah.
Anyhow.
Anywho. I don't suppose I can get a lab space with it is large enough for any gestures to all of you. For people to stay. That might be a hard time. We have lab spaces in here. I need gestures to the building above. I don't think you guys want to stay here. Kind of shrugs and looks at you guys. Do you guys want to stay City Hall? There's no actual bedrooms in here. They just turn something into a bedroom for you.
A building's a building.
I'm not picky.
You wanted us close? I don't see us getting any closer.
Marshall, Seema, thoughts?
I could sleep in a tree, honestly.
Literally same.
I'll see. And he looks at Marshall.
Oh, yes, this is fine, I suppose. So.
Let's see. I'll talk to my higher-ups. If nothing else, then you guys know the way out of the city hall.
Do you have any talented smiths in town?
I'm afraid that's not something I particularly know. I'm not usually in Severus. I am. And you see the female seeker from earlier that just sort of tagged along. Makes yourself known.
Well, howdy. She sounds very perky. Well, not very perky,
Seeker.
but oddly perky.
Seeker Mirror can help you then.
Yes.
Phrasing, Garth. Phrasing.
Shh.
You know what? Let's just make this simpler. Seeker Mirror, yes? You report to me. Gotcha. And I report to someone else. I figured, gotcha. You and I are now liaisons. Gotcha. If nothing else, Seeker Mirror, help him around town. I have other to do. Gotcha. He leaves, and the rest of the Seekers leave. Just leaving you guys in Mirror.
Kind of go into my pack and take the armor off my shoulder and grab like a real thick black shirt that looks like it's made out of rhino skin. Start
Red.
begrudgingly putting it on.
Putting them. Keep in mind that your marks don't look any. They don't look particularly like voidish, I guess, so to speak. It just by all means looks like a tattoo of, shambling vines.
I didn't know you had owned a shirt, Marshall. What is that?
Ah, I
Impressive.
made it from a rhino.
A what?
What's a rhino?
A rhino is a creature from Gilthatha lore. Or at least the southern part of it. Secret Mirror remarks, sort of, not coyly, but just like nonchalantly.
All
No
right.
hair.
As well as
no
some parts
legs.
of the Frijan Peninsula.
Ooh.
So say the import reports.
Are they
Yes,
like?
they're definitely there.
A lot of history stuff I didn't care about to learn. Something about elves coming back this way, bringing animals with them, not being able to colonize, and left the animals.
That's interesting.
Yep.
I see why you
I
left.
just knew they were there.
Was it? Did you like
Anyways.
kill it yourself, or was it just like a shirt you bought?
Oh no. Sometimes they import them for the arena.
Oh, neat.
Secret Mirror comes up to you and just like begins prodding the shirt, like feeling the material. Tough.
Yeah, it's like super thick,
It's a fucking
Just
rhino.
like a black tea, basically.
It's like a gym shirt, just constricting you, showing your muscles even more. Nice.
I know
Alright,
his abs are quite impressive.
let's go. So, a smith?
I'm assuming so close to the mountains, you probably have good ore around here, yeah?
Yep. Well, in town, we have pretty good smiths in town, but a lot of the best smiths get snatched up by the Seekers and the Slayers. That being said, some people still stick around here, and I'll show you them.
Perfect.
Oh, and she takes off her hood and mask, her Seeker thing. She is an elf,
Like a full-blooded elf, or
like a full-blooded elf.
is there like a specification of which one?
High elf.
That's unexpected.
Introductions. Show that, man. Seeker Mirror.
Yes. Marsha Militides, or Militides the Marsh.
Marshall it is.
Isn't that like the exact same thing I said?
Mhm.
Anyways,
And I could just read your names off the reports, but I'd like to know you personally.
I step forward and extend my hand. Seema, and this is Coin.
Hello, Seema. And hello, Coin.
Puppet Dog. I am Shanmir of the Hunter's Watch, and this is my bird Edgar. He is the best bird.
I was about to do a normal voice for Edgar. I realized he can't talk normally until you
mimic.
turn on the earring. There you go.
Perfect.
Nice to meet you. Don't know anything about the Hunter's Watch, but it sounds like you're the person I talk to.
Sure.
Did Owen and did he go with me?
Anela, Valeska are all upstairs. And Mishka.
Oh, okay.
The zombie child that's not infected. Who's left?
Aldrich. And you are? Show that hand.
I shake the hand and I say, "My name is Aldrich."
Aldrich. Cool name. I like it. Well, all of you,
Dang. What was yours?
Mira.
Mira.
Mm-hmm. And
Real quick, she's from the Seekers or the Slayers?
she's a seeker.
Okay, thank you.
Seeker Mira. And you are? Corner. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to be working with a maestro and a royal guard one at that. He shrugs. And you are hi! And she gets all that. My name's Nikki. Nice to meet you. Nikki, nice to meet you. You just is shaking her hand up and down fervently, and it just it goes to silence and he keeps shaking her hand. You can stop now. I can, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, he's a bit weird.
Please? Sure. And he stops. Right. Weird. Okay. Weird is good, in my opinion. So, a smith, you said. Should I say you, Marshall?
Best one you know of.
Best one I know of in town. She's very Valeska-esque. She's very, in the sense that Valeska is putting on a show of being, nonchalant and coy. She is actually nonchalant and coy. Oh. I have just the one, and it's nearby, too. Come on, follow me.
I do so.
And she as you guys are walking past it, so that's when she turns on a hero, begins keeps walking backwards. He might be a bit much, just letting you know.
We travel with him, and I point at John.
Eating an apple. This one does end, so yeah.
Dang it.
Where did he?
Don't ask.
Okay.
He's a magic vegetable.
As expected of a maestro, I guess.
So,
Anyways,
so Mira,
just-
forgive me if I'm being rude.
Yeah?
Which side of the wall are you from?
What do you mean? I'm kidding. I'm a southerner. I'm not from the Twins or anything. Although a lot of Seekers and Slayers are.
Then how did you end up over here?
I joined the Seekers. Duh.
So have you found it yet?
Found what?
Whatever you're seeking.
We're always seeking something. This joke just whooshes above her head.
It's the thing she hears all the time.
Sort of, yeah.
And
Different Seekers seek different things. Sometimes for the job, sometimes personally. And I guess I'm seeking something to seek. If that makes sense.
It does,
Aren't
yes.
we all?
Yeah, this way you guys are walking up the staircase back onto the main floor. So, the smith I'm going to take you to, his name's Preston. And the fancy name is very true. He is sort of a fancy guy. And when I said he might be a bit much, I mean he might be sort of an asshole, at least on first impression. I swear he's not like that all the time.
Oh,
A
so
lot of the
it's like
time,
me
yes,
then.
but not all the time.
well, at least we have a precedent set.
So she leads you out of the city hall, and then you guys regroup with the people you left outside. I know Valeska, Owen, Nevi, Mishka.
They're all dead.
They're all dead. Yep. Shame. 'Tis a shame. Truly.
It was all a trap. To take out the
Yep.
best characters first.
Yep. R.I.P. Mishka, cut down before her prime. Anyways, so, she leads you, and you guys are in the upper divs of this town in terms of actual altitude and in terms of social class. And she leads you to a place nearby, a bit more down the hill, but still within a quote-unquote nobles district. That's not to say there's an actual wall, like in Tirmur, but there's just a different atmosphere. She leads you to a forge, which is actually built right next to, not as large as Tirmur, but in technicality, a noble estate. It's like a 4-storied sort of building that's not terribly wide, not terribly long, but it's just tall. Sort of like a building in New York or something, you know? And right next to the place is a forge. A very small forge at initial glance, but you do see that as you approach it, like the outside forge area, there is a number of different tools and the like. It's just these you.
Can I see these? Are these nice tools? Would
They
I
are
know
very
the
nice.
quality of them?
They are very nice tools. If a weaponsmith mastercrafts weapons, then these tools by toolsmith was mastercrafted by them.
Nice.
Takes good gear to make better gear, so to speak. So yeah, there's no one outside. The forge isn't even burning. It's just sort of just chilling their cinders. And that's it. There's no like building. There's just this forge area with like a little canopy built over it.
It's a very open plan.
It's very open, yes. And like you do see that there is like a cabinet door to put over the tools and stuff, but other than that, this place is just free. It's not out here. Cover your ears.
Covering ears.
I'm not gonna actually shout because I don't have the energy for it. Preston! Preston! And then one of the windows of the tall building opens up. I told you not to call me that. But it works every time.
Preston it is.
Prissy Preston! The window opens up again.
It gets
What?
better.
What do you want? And she points out, Marshall, I have a customer. I don't need customers. He closes the window again. She has like a frowny face.
I could throw you up there if you want.
Do it.
Alright,
Well, I'm getting in position to catch.
I'm gonna roll a d20 for
I want
Mira.
to help.
Okay, I'll roll a 2. We'll just say both sides have advantages. So I'll roll 2d20 for Mira, and then Marshall roll after that.
Like a boost.
Yeah, totally. And I'm going to rage before I do that.
Well, she rolled double 10, so it's average. So it's entirely dependent on you. Hey, both 25s. So you throw her up, and she catches onto like the window that he was talking from is like on the second story, and she catches onto like the side railings where like these like it's like rococo, you know, it's like railings which are designed purposely just to allow vines and stuff to wrap around it and grow. Yeah, she grabs onto one of those, and just wait, Sean, do I have any? Just goes, Preston. This window opens up. How are you up here? He looks down. Fine. Get in. We're going downstairs. You're not hanging on to my. Get in. He closes the window. Like 1 minute, less than a minute passes, and then the door opens up and Mira's like smiling widely, and just walks out back towards you guys. And following behind her is the aforementioned Preston. He's dressed down for a noble. It looks like he was just sort of lounging around the house and wasn't expecting any sort of company, so as such didn't put on any sort of formal attire. That being said, nonchalant attire for a noble is still relatively fancy. So he comes out just sort of wearing like, you know, just a loose rolled up sleeves dress shirt and stuff like that. Gods above. Yes, hello, and he comes up to you lot. I am Preston, not Priston. And he gives a glare at Mira, and she just looks away. I'm not in the particular mood or need for customers at the moment, so I apologize, but you have to find someone else. And he turns on his heel and begins walking away, and Mira catches him by the... No, I promised him. Your promises mean nothing to me. And he pulls away from her and continues walking away.
I would just cut my hands together and bow and be like, Master Preston, I know you are not in need of customers, but I am needed the most talented smith here, and that is you.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Just that ass.
Alright, I somehow just gave myself negative 14 temporary HP, so...
Hell yeah. 20? He stops mid-step as you say Master Preston, And you guys don't need to see his face, but you can just feel him getting a smile, a small smile on his face. And he turns around with that small smile.
As he turns around, can I would like to sort of emphasize Marshall's words by doing the courtly bow I've seen Anella do that I've tried to mimic a few times.
I will say the courtly bow that she does is different from like mortals to fairies. I will say that.
Geralt
but the one
flashbacks intensify.
Yeah, but when I've done the courtly bow, she's told me to change how I do it a few times.
So you try to practice it?
Yes.
Practice makes perfect.
So you do that courtly bow. Well, he comes up to you. Stand up, tall and proud. Do you do so?
Well, yeah.
No, not you. To Marshall.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a lot of 18. And your name is. Because they know mine.
Mr. Militides. Or Militides the Marshal.
We'll go with Militides then. Sir Militides, what if I am crafting you a thing? I'm not saying I am, but if I were, what would I be crafting?
The Axe of Golshak Ragnak.
I am truly flattered that you think I could craft a lit godly axe, but I am not Aegon Forgebringer, my friend. I can only craft mortal things. Unless you intend a mortal interpretation of the common depiction of the Grey War Master.
Yes.
That's I could do. I would ask further, if I were to take your craft case, is it a functional or decorative piece?
Very, very functional.
As such is the case of Golshak. And would I be providing the materials myself, or will you?
Whatever needs to be done, I will make sure it's done.
Okay, so any metal could potentially do, but I imagine if you're coming to me, that you want this to be of the finest craftsmanship and quality and metal possible. Yes?
The best around.
Good, because if you said simple iron, I would actually tell you to leave.
I spit on the ground a little. I would never dishonor the Battle Master set.
Aren't you a holy sword? Very well. And, well, I was going to say how quickly do you need it, but it seems that everyone in this town is stuck here for the next foreseeable while, so I suppose speed doesn't matter.
No. Perfection has no time limit.
He looks you up and down. Something in scale to your height and build. And it's just the one item, yes?
For now. You are
Repeat
being
business, perhaps.
gracious enough to honor our request such. I would hate to ask too much.
Fine. I'll take your request.
Just
I
do
assume
that
with such an
logo.
entourage, and he looks across all. You'll be capable of paying for it, of course. He raises an eyebrow at this.
I
I don't think that will be too much of a problem. I think we can make some sort of arrangement.
Very well.
Can I show you a weapon?
By all means, show me.
I unsheath the longsword that I have, which Danway, sorry, not Danway,
Vanadis.
Vanadis. Thank you, my brain's not working. Is residing in. I've been meaning to find a buckler of sorts to go with this one.
Might I see it?
I present it the way you do with both hands.
He delicately takes it. He's not particularly the best at it. You've seen some people that are the best at it, but it does seem Preston has some history in dueling, and he does some like general dueling stances, moves. Very light. Very light. Fine craft, I might say so myself. Something about this that just makes me want to. He thrusts. Fight. He gives it back to you. He presents it out.
I sheathe it. Take it and sheathe it.
A buckler itself is already light. To make it even lighter would be an entirely different endeavor.
I currently have a buckler, but I'm very unhappy with it.
He sort of sees it there on your side. Yes, I can imagine why. Simple craft. Something lighter. There's some...
Spiritual companion of sorts, I suppose you could say.
Are you trying to ask him for a magic item? I will ask that.
No, I'm not asking that.
Okay. Spiritual companion of swords, similarly light, aids in fighting. Something to steal the opponent's weapon, perhaps. That would be interesting. Designs. I'll see what I can do. I make no promises, however. A buckler is an immensely simple design as is. To make it better would be like trying to improve the wheel.
Who else but a master to ask?
I will see, and I'll consult some people. Some friends of mine. Your friends? He queries at Mira. I thought I can count you amongst them, but I see I was wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. See who repairs your equipment next time it gets muddied. Regardless, potential buckler and he points at Marshall. Great godly acts. I can do these things. It'll take time, and to be perfectly honest with you, and he points at you, Marshall, it'll take a bit more time if I'm to get the best metals around. I might talk to some blacksmiths in town, but I don't imagine that they'll have anything of significant quality. So the next best thing would be to talk to more, how to say, entrepreneurous ventures of dwarves, which in and of itself would take a significant amount of time, if you're okay with it.
Of course. Whatever I can do to help, I will.
Well, if that's what you're saying, you'll be in town for a while, yes? Will you be leaving town? Going back north, by any chance?
Not
Directly
eventually,
north.
but not now.
Then perhaps you might expedite things. Where are you all staying?
City Hall, I suppose.
You get a weird look. You're staying in the city hall. Do you plan to be arrested soon?
No, they invited us in.
He gives you like a look. And you
Yeah,
mutter,
it's a weird situation, alright?
We were attacked by a magical man who mocked us for death, and they think we are also plagued, but we were not, so now we are here.
Honestly, yeah, that summarizes it.
You guys are quite peculiar, I will say.
I am
Getting
amazed.
that today.
Regardless, you're staying in the city hall. That's all. The design, and he points at you with the tidies. The design is already done. Everyone has some idea of Goshek Krognik. Zax, it will be a matter of strictly crafting and ores and metallurgy and the like. But again, I cannot start the process until I get such ores. But it will be a matter of information gathering and price checking and things like that. As for you, and he points at you, Aldrich, in the time I'm waiting for people to report back to me, I'll see what I can do for a buckler. Now, if there's nothing else, I'll bid you all a good day.
Would you
Yes,
like
one
payment
more
up front?
No. I don't care for the payment until you are satisfied. What sort of craft would it be otherwise?
I like you. What sort of ballpark are we talking about?
For that, and he points at Marshall, endeavor, I honestly don't know. It depends entirely on the pricing on what I can get the ores for, and things like that, as well as delivery time, shipment time, man labor for protecting of such ores, stuff like that. I don't know. The buckler is honestly also an endeavor I'm not even sure if we can complete. So, as such, I can't give you an estimate on the price.
Are we talking hundreds, thousands?
If you are forcing me, twisting my arm to truly do this, the buckler, assuming it's a non-magical design, simple, light, perhaps crafted with similar metals as the one I'm going to acquire, hundreds. Pushing, and he points out, Marshall, that one, however, push.
I would just stop him right there. If I needed to ask, I couldn't afford it.
Oh, you are a grand patron. I will do my best to get you the best metals of the best quality at the fairest of prices. I assure you.
I do have one more request.
Very well, make it before I go back and enjoy my tea.
I would like to forge it with you.
He cocks his head. Forge it with me. He walks up to you and begins circling you. Similar to how the Seekers were doing to you guys earlier, just sort of circling you. You certainly have the strength for it, but do you have the mind for it? Do you have the senses for it?
Perhaps I can be the mind where he is the brawn.
I assure you that a separation of the two is not good. They need to be perfectly unionized.
Yeah, I would pull out my Silver Dawn hammer, sort of present it. I forged this one myself.
Goes on a hand to take it.
Give it over to him.
A fine craft. Not bad. The weighing of it is a bit awkward for me personally, but perhaps it works better for someone of stature. And he presents it back for you to take. I can think of a couple improvements on it personally, but seems fine enough.
I am not without skill, but I know I am no master.
Well, at least you know thyself.
If I want this blade, this axe to honor the master himself, I would not feel right if I did not at least help create it.
Well, if you're truly that minded for it, I'll send for you, and then I'll give you some test runs. We'll see how capable you are. I have some loose metals lying around right now, and it's not that hard to make a dagger or sword. At least to some degree. And again, it doesn't seem like you're leaving town, so we'll have plenty of time to get acquainted. So, my answer is, we'll test your abilities, Miltiades.
I'll do a low bow. And everyone who has tested them before has found me quite competent.
Maybe I shall be the first one to find you wanting. Regardless, that's a matter for later. If nothing else, he looks at all of you just one last time. Enjoy your day. He turns and he leaves. See? I told you it's not that bad.
He is fun.
Yeah, Seekers and Slayers won't take him because he keeps mocking us. Well, not me. Well, okay, sometimes me, but... Anyways.
You were very, very quick to say yes to being thrown out a window.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Fair enough.
Indeed it was.
Good practice for him.
And it's a skill I have been working on.
So, Guy Smith, anything else?
Nothing we can do in the twins.
You guys don't have a place to stay. And I guess since I'm on liaison duty, I'm stuck in City Hall. I should probably make sure you guys actually get rooms. So, if you guys don't have need of me, I'm gonna go do that. And you guys can just go back to town. Sound good?
And just grab her hand and do a bow. Thank you so much.
Please don't do that. That makes me feel weird. It's like pats like your chest, like start bringing you up. Come on. But you're welcome. And for sending you out, I sort of want you guys to have good gear, or else sending you out might be bad.
We've survived worse, probably.
I mean, those marks on you, we sort of indicate. Otherwise, I'm not one to judge.
We're alive.
Yeah, but yeah,
We're fixing the problem.
sure.
Ah,
Speaking of fixing the problem, we have shit to do in town, Mira. Oh, okay. You don't need me anymore, right? We're fine. Okay then, that's really creepy. I see Connor just like a confused look on.
Don't take offense, it's just short.
If you guys have stuff to do, I got stuff to do, and a seeker isn't a seeker unless they're always moving. So,
Bye.
anything else? Bye. And she walks back towards City Hall.
As she leaves, because I'm really curious, because I've never done this to an elf.
What?
Phrasing.
Kink shaming.
Using my Fadar, is there any sort of ping at all?
No. Elves. How to put this? Elves are a different descendant of multi-face Sesha. So they all have a similar progenitor, but obviously one got the better end of the deal with immortality, and the other one didn't. They're different endeavors. So, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So, elves do not ping your Fadar.
Very good to
if
know.
you say that's better.
Immortality at the cost of always telling the truth and being an ever-deceitful bastard, yeah. So, yeah, so Mira departs and you test your Fadar on her, and obviously it doesn't ping, her being a full-blood elf. And then, so you can sort of tell that Connor's like waiting for Mira to leave, like to some significant degree. And then when she finally does, he looks at all you guys. He looks at the entire party, as in all of you plus all of the caravan, all of you guys plus additionals, plus NPCs. Alright. I have some contacts I gotta meet in town, and I need you to come with me. Well, you
Do
can.
you have contacts in every town?
I plan where I meet my contacts, which is why my schedule is very important to me.
Whatever you need, boss man.
That's a good attitude. Seema, Jedemir? Isn't an answer.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were looking for an answer. I thought you were gonna ask. So, yes.
Seema? Silence doesn't suit you.
You literally asked me the second that I stood up to go grab my glasses.
Ha,
Nice.
glasses, what a nerd. No, just kidding.
Yeah. But yes, I'm ready.
Alright. Follow me then. And we're gonna take a 5-minute break as Connor leads you through town
Yay.
to a place. Because I gotta use the bathroom, and I imagine you guys do.